Hey,
Hey, good evening, everyone. Glad to see you here with us on Let's Just Talk with Kim. Of course, I'm Kim, and I have my lovely co host, Trina, with me
hello.
this evening. And we have two phenomenal guests today because the subject is, dang, what's my topic? I can't even think of my
Weight
topic.
loss
What's the topic?
journey to a healthier you. Weight
Thank
loss
you.
journey
See,
to a healthier you.
that's why you need assistance because conversation in the backstage throws you all off. So weight loss journey to a healthier you. And
Absolutely.
coincidentally, I was just asked what made me choose this topic. And for myself, I've been on a weight loss journey for quite some time. And we all have our mountaintop celebrations and we have our valleys where we're just on this roller coaster of going up and down. But what empowered me to do this show, I was watching a TV show and the woman had bypass surgery, and I don't have anything against that. For those who have had it, I support them that I know, as well as those that don't want to do it, whichever way that makes you happy, because we all know that there's all kinds of struggles, opportunities, and everybody is unique in themselves. But the thing that got me with the weight loss, the woman who had the bypass, she was pressured into doing it because of what her family wanted her to do. And she ended up being very ill. Hey, Sharita, love you, boo. She became very ill, and ultimately she disclosed to her doctors that she wasn't doing it for her. She was doing it because everybody else didn't like the way she looked, and she ended up having a poor outcome from it.
Mm.
And the surgeon said, let me connect you with our social worker. She is focused on healthy at any size. And I said, that's an awesome topic. That's an awesome discussion because I think when you talk about being healthy, being the best you could be, it first comes with self-love. And without
Mhm.
self-love, you can't make it. You're not
Absolutely.
going to make it
Yep.
on your
Absolutely.
weight loss journey. You're
Mhm.
not going to make it on any journey.
Yeah.
So, one of the key people is my friend of a marriage, through marriage, who is now like family. Her husband calls me Aunt Kim, and that is Lady Sharita Barnett. So, I'm, as always, ladies first. So, Lady Sharita, go ahead, tell the people about yourself.
Hi. First of all, thank you for extending the invitation and allowing me to be here.
Absolutely.
It's so crazy being on platforms now talking about health and wellness because, like, for my entire childhood, I was an obese child. For my almost my whole adult life, I have struggled with my weight. And like you were saying, this is definitely something you have to do for you. And it can't just be about a number on the scale. It has to be a full body transformation, spirit, mind, and body. So my name is Sharita Burnett. My husband and I are church planners here in Greensboro, North Carolina, of Intentional Church. Let's see. I'm originally from Philadelphia. I moved to Greensboro about 2 years ago. And that is kind of when my health journey started. I am also the founder of Holistic Women. Yes, same name. um, I am the founder of Holistic Women, which is a community for women who are healing and overcoming life experiences. It stands for whole. And that is just kind of like a manifestation of my journey to whole health. So I started that as like a means to give women a platform, not just to focus on their physical health, but also their spiritual and mental health, because I believe like that's where full transformation happens. If you're just losing weight, you're just on a weight loss journey. But if you're looking for a real life transformation, you got to allow your mind and your spirit to catch up with your body. So I started my journey with a bariatric surgery. So for those who don't know, just like you mentioned the bypass, that is actually one of the bariatric surgeries that allows women to lose weight, or men. I'm sorry, but I had vertical sleeve gastrectomy, which is VSG. So I didn't have any foreign objects put in my body, no lap bands, anything like that. It actually was a portion of my actual stomach was cut and taken out to allow me to kind of restart into a healthier lifestyle. So it helped me with portion control, learning how to eat for my body, helping me speed up my metabolism. Because, like I said, I struggled with weight my entire life. And I was at 296 pounds and I'm only 5'1". So I have been able to maintain a 125-pound weight loss for the past 2 years. And let me tell you right now, it's not the easy way. I know a lot of people think, oh, you're going to get weight loss surgery and then all the weight falls off and then you're just amazing. No, that's really not how it works. It really takes some grind. It takes you really learning what works for your body. Like I said, I work out 4 to 5 times a week. I drink about 64 ounces of water daily. I eat healthy. I take care of my mind, my spirit, and my body. And I think you have to do what works for you. You cannot
Right.
listen to what other people say and try to live your life depending on what other people think you should or should not do. You have to find what works for you in order to get yourself healthy. Because nobody was
Okay.
saying it when I was stuffing my mouth with cheeseburgers, but now that I'm losing weight, it's like, oh, so that's just it.
So, thank you for sharing. We're going to talk about all of that you just shared and more. But I want to give our other guest an opportunity to tell us about him
Yeah.
and Mr. Randy. I want you to come on and tell the people about yourself and everything that you have invested when it comes to weight loss and a healthier you.
Okay, first I would like to mirror Lady Burnett's sentiments by saying thank you for having me today. Um, for me, I've always worked out my entire life, but then I hit a freeze point where I just got satisfied, and I got older. I'm 55 years old, so I just gained weight. I was about 300 pounds, and last year in February, I was shopping in Kroger, and I passed out. And I woke
Mm,
up, in the ambulance and ended up going to the hospital where I had a semi heart attack. And so that woke me up. I felt like God gave me an opportunity to reclaim my life. But then the God that I serve, he doesn't give you limited vision. He gives you a complete vision. So
absolutely.
what he told me was to start not only working out but organize my entire life. So I started looking at everything I was doing. I ended up getting promoted in the meanwhile. I was also working as a social worker in the evenings at a homeless shelter. So I ended up leaving the shelter, and I started a company called Life Enhancement and Transition Strategies, which is a case management company or a success management company where I like to help people come up with success plans for their lives. So I just created one for myself. And with that being said, I started working out regularly, 4 to 5 days a week, exactly like Lady Burnett. Drinking over 100 ounces of water a day. Started eating small meals. I implemented intermittent fasting. And in about the last year, just from working out, walking, eating right, I lost about almost 57 pounds. And so
Mm,
it's been coming off a little bit slower than normally because you guys always say a man can just think it off. Well, this time I had to think and pray it off. So I was just trying to work my way through that. And when Trina told me about your platform, I was really excited because a lot of times I feel men get lost in the fold because we don't take the time to eat right. We just feel like I can just think it off and not realize that you're frying chicken and eating hamburgers and drinking bourbon and smoking cigars. And before you know it, you just living the so-called good life. And, you got
mhm.
all out of whack with how you should be living. So for me, this is a great opportunity to talk about my experience and what I've been through. So I really appreciate, being here today.
And I think it's very important because we, from a male and female perspective, there is a large spectrum of weight loss journeys. Like you can't um, really give true facts about this journey without speaking from a male perspective and a woman. So I had been wanting a male, and Trina did not even realize that that's what I was looking for. And she was like, I think I have a guest. And she was like, let me check, I'll get back to you. And like, it was like 5 minutes. Okay, he's in 5 minutes. Okay, yeah, let me just send me the information. I sent it to him. Like, so everything was like boom, boom, boom. And like for me, it's certain things that I need for the show. And the girl was working for you. She wasn't even reaching out to you. I don't know, but she was getting all your information for me. So I have two actual co-host Tanya. She couldn't be here this evening, but it's going with the flow. Either I'm here by myself or I got my girls with me, but it never matters. The show shall always go forward.
Mm-hmm.
And you do hear that, Randy, about men being very easy to lose weight. It does seem like it really falls off of you guys. Like if you had a partner and it was the opposite sex, a woman, it that journey is not the same. It
It's
is
not.
not the same.
No.
So I don't know why chemically, biologically that is so, but it is what it is. But that doesn't take away the fight and the obedience that is required from you guys, just
Mm-hmm.
like it is with us. It may take us a little longer, but I think that the focus, the mental preparedness, as well as really putting the work in, is the same,
Yep.
regardless of how much weight is lost between a male and a female.
I just think that, sometimes men gotta, for me, I had to take my ego out of it. I tried
Mm,
to, you think you're still 20, 21, and I can get out here, I can run, I can live, I can do all those things. But I
right,
had to have
right.
a more systematic approach this time by, stretching out my goal over the course of a year and just trying to maybe take a pound here, a pound there, and actually being thankful for those pounds instead of saying, dang, I only lost 3 pounds this week. Where when I lose 3 pounds this week, I'm saying, man, I lost 3 pounds this week. Good. And so I had to really, really take my time with that and learn that when you watch what you eat and you implementing a cardiovascular workout along with what I call is aerobic and anaerobic. Aerobic
Mm-hmm.
is when you're doing the cardio exercise, and anaerobic is the weightlifting, right? So just trying to combine the two to come up with a way that you can start losing the weight over time, healthy to where it stays off. I didn't want to do any fad dieting. I didn't want to do uh, anything that would maybe drop it fast, and then as soon as I go to crumble cookie or something, and I want to have me one of them big giant cookies, I gain 10 pounds. So because I have to allow myself to have cheat days too, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And I think all of the major health, or I don't want to say diet, but all of the major health companies, programs, that's something they do. You can't, because you'll never make it if you just
Mm-mm.
cut it all out without allowing yourself some form of connection. So, but I would like to start with Lady Sharita in regards to your surgery to talk a little bit about that, because I know there's people who don't quite understand any of the options and what they need to do to be mentally and physically prepared for it. So, if you are okay with it, can you kind of share your journey?
Yeah. So for me, it was, I tried all the diets. I tried all of the, like the fad things. Um, and I actually did like they call it natural weight loss. So I did that, and I lost 50 pounds, and it was like I got to a plateau where it was like for 6 months I didn't lose anything, and I would go to my primary care doctor, and we were just talking about like with my nutrition, what was going on, why am I now able to lose the weight, and they were like, maybe you just need a reset. Like your body has been like going through the motions for years trying to lose this weight. Maybe you just need a reset. And at first I was thinking, like most people, like, I'm not doing that. I'm not getting no surgery to lose weight. Like that's cheating, or that's the easy way, or it's not healthy. I don't know how like I can say it's not healthy. But
Right.
and when I started doing more research about it and the success stories, I began to realize like, okay, it really may be a second chance at life for me. Like I said, I'm 33 now, but at the time I was like 31, and I'm like I'm 300 pounds basically, and I'm like is not working, me doing anything else. So I may just need a reset. So I went to the program. It is a program you have to follow. Most people, this is covered through your insurance. Most people qualify, especially if they're having like health related issues. If you're obese, if you have like chronic, I believe like asthma. So this is a procedure that is covered through like your medical insurance. And it's done as a 1-day surgery. And like I said, I think there's about 3 options. So it's like vertical sleeve gastrectomy, it's bypass, and it's called Roux-en-Y that you can get. I'm not a guru on them all, so I can't offer my expertise on all 3 of them. But like I said, I had VSG, which is vertical sleeve gastrectomy, and they called it a sleeve because your stomach looks like a small sleeve now, and they remove like 70 to 80% of your stomach, and they staple it back up. Like I said, there's no lap bands, there's no foreign objects within me. They just cut half of my stomach out in order to like reset.
Yeah, because I thought it was always something that was on your, like a sleeve or a ring or something like that, placed on the stomach. I didn't necessarily research it because I knew there was a time, like literally, I'm almost embarrassed to say it, I wasn't meeting the qualifications because of my weight, even though I felt like I was like they called me obese, but when it came to the surgery, I wasn't. So I started eating more and splurging, trying to get to weight.
Yeah, that's the way to go.
I could never make it though, but I was like, and then I just gave up because it just got on my nerves. Like, what I'm gonna do? But yeah, so yeah, that was my story.
Like that's your story, right? You sticking to it. But yeah, so like I said, like you have to qualify because like it does take, it takes a lot. It does take a lot mentally because then you start to see your body change in ways that you don't even understand. Like I went from, like I said, from a size, I was wearing a size 20 to 22, and now I'm in a size medium, a size 10. So it's like, your mind sometimes even still plays tricks on you. I'm like, can I fit this? Does this look right?
I was going to ask you that. How does it work with your mind? Because I know, even though I haven't had that big of a weight loss, but I went from like a size 16 to like a size 12, but I'll still find myself picking the bigger clothes, like extra large, and it's like
it's almost like it's almost like it doesn't register sometimes, and you feel. I know sometimes most people that I talk to is like they feel guilty, like, okay, is this like, did I lose the weight? Did I cheat? But did I do this? Because I think we allow a lot of people ignorance, not in a bad way. Some people just don't understand it or don't know.
Right.
To kind of dictate how we feel and think about ourselves. Like, all right, am I celebrating too much that I'm this size? Like, you know what I mean? Like, am I gloating a little bit, or do I feel guilty? Like, because before I would have to go to the back of the store and pick my clothes up. Now I can freely shop anywhere because I'm like, I'm in the front of the store. I'm buying stuff without trying it on now. Like, who do I think I am? So I think a lot of people kind of, deal with that. Even if you have a natural weight loss, it's like you see a level of success and you're like, all right, is it okay for me to kind of get comfortable in this right now? Or should I just, let me just still stick to what I know?
Because Randy is comfortable in wearing his slim clothes now. He walks through, baby.
You didn't bring out the hoochie daddy shorts, did you? I don't know if y'all saw that.
Oh,
Lord. No. But I was gonna say it is tough though because I'm a bigger guy. So like even when I was big, I had like a 44, 46 in the waist. So now my waist like a 36, 38. And so it's went down a lot. But the only thing is that I lift, so my chest is still a 50. So it's like really hard to find clothes that fit across the top because all these little guys now are skinny. So everybody is 100 pounds, and I mean, I still weigh 250 pounds, but I look slimmer than I did when I was 303 pounds. So it's just really hard for me, clothing wise, to find stuff that fit across my shoulders and chest and my back and accommodate like my smaller waist or my smaller stomach size. So I do try to come through though, Trina, right? Because it took a long time for me to get to that, And so now I'm
Right.
excited about it. I went out and bought me a whole new wardrobe. I'm like,
Me
look,
too. Me too.
Oh, that's
I'm
right.
about to do
And
this.
it's funny because your mind plays tricks on you in so many different ways. Because I could say like sometimes for me when I am successful at losing weight, I don't see it. Like people will be like, "You lost so much weight," and
Yeah,
I don't see it at all. When I look at myself, I'm like, "Yeesh." But then recently, my niece actually posted a picture of me, and
Yeah.
I was like,
The
"Oh
pictures.
my God, I was that thin,
yeah,
and I thought I
yeah,
was big."
yeah. No,
It
seriously.
is funny because my girlfriend reminds me, don't forget about your with your niece. She posted that picture. You don't see yourself the way you need to.
Yeah,
You don't necessarily see how much weight you going. And I think sometimes that is what make causes people to give up, because a lot of times I know for me, not necessarily does the scale dictate
Right.
how I've
yeah.
lost weight, because it's a matter of inches that you lose,
Hmm.
and it's fluctuation. So some, not always will it be in the scale. Like for you, Randy, like you said, how much you weigh, somebody might think, wow, that's still a lot of weight, but now you've built up so much muscle that,
Man,
which
yep,
is heavier,
yep.
then so you're not going to see that, reflected in your scale.
Yeah, I was upset because I think I had dropped down to like 243 pounds, and then all of a sudden I was back to 250 something. I was like, wait a minute, I thought I was 240 something, but then all my clothes fit different.
Yep.
So that was something I really really liked. And like you said, I had posted a picture of myself uh, on my Facebook, and it was like of me last year, the same day last year, the same day this year, and it was such a huge difference that all of my people they chimed in. It was like, wow, what are you doing? Can you put me on your program? Write one out for me or help me out. And next thing I know, I started getting a whole bunch of guys like, uh, "Let me go to the gym with you. Let me go to the gym with you." And then I
Mm-hmm,
told them, I said, the only difference between what I'm doing and what you're doing is, see, you're motivated and I'm consistent. And so consistency
Mhm.
out beats motivation all the time. You be motivated for a minute, it's a fleeting moment. But when you consistent, when you go day in, day out, when you're tired, when you're mad, when you had a rough day, when you seem like, I mean, hey, men go through some of the stuff women go through, like when I'm looking at
right.
my arms, like it's sagging. I feel saggy today. I feel bloated. You know what I mean? So some days you feel that way, right? And it's like you have to still keep pushing through. And so what I look for, especially in a workout partner, is somebody that's real consistent. I try to be consistent with my eating. Even if I have a bad couple of days eating, I don't let it beat me up, and then I just go right back to the program. The following Monday or the Tuesday or the Wednesday, and or I'll fast for a whole day, and then I pick right back up where I left off. So it's just how bad do you want it? If you want it, then
Mm,
you will get it. If you
Right.
don't want it, then you just motivated, and if you just motivated, then you'll be mad, you'll burn out in a minute, and then I'll see you later. So that's what I
right,
look
right.
for, being consistent in what you do.
Yeah, and consistency, I think for all of us, everyone, is a challenge of doing it every day, because certain things can knock you off, especially for women. So, of course, we have this special time of the month that can knock us off. You know, our emotions could be all over the place. Um, Sometimes you just don't feel good, and this is men or women. We just don't feel good, or
Mhm.
something will get in the way of our schedule. Then that knocks us off. So we got to
Mhm.
be careful when it comes to those obstacles that come in our way. Like, yeah, it's okay for it to be a couple times, but when you start seeing that consistently removing your skill, and I'm a woman of I mean your schedule, I'm a woman of a certain age like you, Randy, and I be having some aches and pains. And listen, once you on that other side, things
Once
just
you own it,
does not
it's
feel
different. It's
like.
And this
I
is
different.
just talked to a
emotional
doctor. They
eating.
said aging, like becoming a older person, actually starts at 40.
Yeah.
So at 40, and this is a clinical professional, at 40, your body starts transitioning into being older than where you is. Because if you notice, if you look at a lot of people and ask them about their story, things start changing at 40. And when I backtrack myself, things start changing at 40. Certain things I ain't never felt before was happening at 40. Certain things I was going through before was happening when I turned 40. So, you know, when we get older, we definitely have to realize. So Sharita, Lady Sharita, you on top of the game because you
She's
started
a
in your
baby. I was
30s.
about to say.
You done started in your 30s, so you right you in the mix, you know. So when you get to your 40s, you already got a head start on it.
Yes.
But
I have a question for her.
Yeah.
Do people treat you differently now that you're smaller? Do they have something to say? I mean, you know what I mean? Like, are they supportive, or?
I really think so. It's crazy. I hear the horror stories about how people start treating people different. I have not honestly, I have not dealt with that to my face.
Okay, good,
Yeah,
good.
I'm
glad you haven't had to experience it.
Yeah, but I hear that a lot, that people like lose friendships, like they go through the divorce rate amongst like women that lose weight through bariatric surgery. I believe the last time I saw it, it was like 65%. Their relationships end in divorce after they have like a bariatric or weight loss surgery. Yeah, I've heard that.
So does the attention wise, because I believe what I'm hearing you say, especially with the uptick in the divorce rate, when people lose weight, the attention is different. You know, your clothes are different. More people talk to you differently. I mean, so do you think that the attention you got has been any different for you from the time you lost?
Oh yeah, it definitely has. It has, and I noticed a difference in just how men are now than before. I mean, I've had
we're visual, so you know,
so it does change. But I'm married, so I don't pay any mind. So.
right, exactly.
Yep. Yeah.
But that is something. But I think a lot of times, like I was saying earlier as we started the show, it does take a sense of self-worth and loving yourself to really stay focused on that journey, because there's so many things that can take you off track. And once you begin to love yourself at any size, no matter what, you're in a better mental place to achieve your goals, whatever that is. And I think through COVID, that started changing, especially women, our perspective of how we look, because it wasn't necessary to always have the hair like done to the, you know, like just snapped. And it wasn't necessary.
You say not necessary. We weren't able to. It was over.
That too, but a lot of things you couldn't do no more. Like you couldn't get your nails done, you couldn't get your feet done. Hair appointments just was obliterated. You couldn't. If you was in the midst of a weave, you was having issues. Like, yeah, there's some horror stories. Because what do? How do I get this out my head? Like, so, and then you can't get somebody to take it out for you because, you know, we all on lockdown. I don't want you coming over here. So how do I get this out without cutting my hair? And a lot of people, I'm sure a whole lot of people went natural. So,
and I think through that process, I think that's where people kind of gain more self-respect and self-love, because they didn't have.
I was going to say. That was how my consistency, like you were saying, it wasn't even a motivation anymore. It was really during that pandemic where I was like, I am not going to lose myself. And it was more, honestly, my weight loss surgery started as a spiritual journey. Like I just knew that God had so much more for me than for me to be wallowing in self-pity and focused on what I look like and how I felt. I really believe that my weight loss journey was a manifestation of what God wanted to do with me spiritually. Because it was like I went through this process of just being so down on myself, like, God, I know you have something more for me. And I was telling my husband this, and I've told this testimony before, that I felt like even in that moment, God was telling me, you have to lose the weight. And it wasn't even just like the physical weight. It was so many other like mental and spiritual weights that I was carrying around in my mind and in my heart. And it was like, you have to lose the weight of how you think people see you. You have to lose the weight of doubt and disappointment. You have to lose the spiritual weight of just like church hurt. So it went through a process of me really letting and go of the weight mentally and spiritually, that my physical being was a manifestation of what was happening with me in my mental and spiritual journey. So, like you were saying, that consistency. Every time I would feel like, man, I just want to give up. It's hard. Like, I did this. Like, let me just let the weight fall off. That's what I was thinking in the beginning. And it was like, no, it's a process. And every time I just thought about it, I was like, you know what? I love myself too much to just stay where I am, because I know there's greater. So, like you were saying, that consistency has to pick in. Like, you have to really, like you were saying, Ms. Kim, you have to love yourself.
Because right. Because I'm gonna tell you, you really did a transformation. Because at Val's wedding, I barely recognized. Like, she had to point me out to, like, point you
at her
out to me,
birthday
because I
party.
was like, yes, I was like, where is Sharita? And she was like, right there. And I'm like, right where? Because that was the first time I really, like, I started with your weight loss journey, like on following you, seeing what you were doing. But you know how that algorithm works. You don't always see the people that you connected to. So I was seeing you, but I never seen you at this stage. So when we got to the birthday party, I did not recognize you. I truly didn't. Like, you really did a transformation. And I'm for whatever works for you individually, because we have to get out of our heads about what other people think about me. And that's why where the healthy at any size come in, because all of us is going to have different sizes. Like, yeah, you're down to a significant level with your weight, but I may not get down there. You know what I'm saying? I may be a strong 14, 16 kind of chicken. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. Like, we can't go with how the magazines place us and show us, because that's not real life. You know what I'm saying? We got to be true to who we are and try to develop that body positivity, self-love, identifying with who you are. Like how you said, it was a spiritual journey for you. So yeah, it takes a lot. It's not an easy play. It's not. Sometimes you may be on a good ring, and sometimes you may be doing everything right and hit a plateau. And then you change one little thing, and then you off and running again. So that's the one thing that I've learned through my weight loss journey, is sometimes I have to throw in something different. Like, just recently, my something different wasn't my choice, but it helped. I had COVID, and the pounds just fell off. Well, bless the Lord.
You so bless the Lord. But you know what I like that she mentioned, and I know Randy kind of hit on it a little bit, but I don't know if you continue with your doctor, but she talked about how she continued to talk to her doctor. And I know Randy said he had a health issue that started his. So did you also have that journey go along with your doctor, and your doctor continue to talk to you about the weight loss, Randy? And you can go.
Well, for me, like I said, I had a heart attack. Just plain and simple. So when I came out of that, I was like, wait a minute, I had lost a lot of friends, with COVID. And so I think over 12 of my friends in the past 2 years died, and they was all between 50 and 55. And so, and they was dying, like waking up, going to the kitchen and dropping dead. You know what I mean? So for me, I was like, hey, no. And then, I also had lupus. So for me to have a heart attack and suffer from lupus, I said, you know what, let me do some research. So I just started reading up on what I could do. I talked to my rheumatologist, I talked to my primary care physician, and they wanted to put that pacemaker in my chest. And I said, you know what, I'm not doing that. And so I just decided to take it upon myself, like I said, to slowly do what I knew, and that is to methodically and consistently create the lifestyle I wanted. And so over the past year, I've managed to do that. And even just in my last doctor's appointment, she couldn't believe like how much weight I had lost. And she also was saying that my heart was really good. My blood pressure at the time when I had the heart attack was 210 over 170, And so now it runs about 125, 130, which for me, is super low because I always ran 160, 170 for the last 15, 20 years. So I managed to get off of a lot of the high blood pressure medications that I were on. And I just got focused. You know what I mean? I think that our bodies were meant to rejuvenate themselves. Everything that God gave us to heal us is in the earth. And if we want to, we can find it. And so that's what I did. I started doing a more holistic approach to my eating, and I coupled that with my prayer life. And, I got really active in my prayer life.
Mm-hmm.
I think for me, the turning point was just to not go to God when I was in pain or upset, but just in general. I would just wake up in the morning and say, hey, you know what, God, I'm not feeling it today, but thank you for waking me up. And how can I move on through this day without you? So I appreciate you being there. And I just literally started saying little affirmations like that. And I believe that that's what pushed me daily to keep going forward and accomplishing the things I do. I mean, even, at work, what we do to get promoted to where I'm at now. To do what I do, I sit on the board of directors for the Macomb County Continuum of Care. So I'm a really busy guy. I'm real active in my community. I do a lot of work with the homeless. So I believe that it's through that give back, it's through that belief in me, it's through the faith that I know that I have. Um, God's continued hand on me, and I know the one thing is I'm not perfect. I got a lot of work to do, and so I welcome it. I welcome the work. I welcome the change. I welcome God's push daily. So if I wake up today, like today, I didn't feel like doing nothing, but I pushed somehow. I don't know what happened. It was the next thing you know, somebody was putting their foot in my back, and I was going to the gym. So
Okay.
I appreciate it. And so to get back to your question, I talked to my doctor, but I talked to my creator mostly. And so that was the praxis for me to go to him and to find out what I needed to do. And I think the answer, he put it right inside my heart. And so that's what I embraced.
Man.
Yeah,
Lady
I think.
Sherry, about your journey with your doctor. Was your doctor right there with you, or I'm
Yeah.
just wondering, did the physicians or did your PCP really have a impact in your weight loss journey?
Yeah, I think so because they were the ones who actually introduced um the weight loss surgery to me and just told me about it, told me to gave me some literature, told me to think about it. But they also was saying like you're healthy, but you are pre-diabetic. You could possibly wind up getting like high blood pressure and may have to take medication and insulin by the time you turn 35 for the rest of your life. And they were like, so, just think about it. Like it wasn't very pushy. It wasn't trying to promote it because, so they can get a check or anything. They really gave me the information, told me to look into it. And then even now they're so supportive. You know what I mean? Like my regular yearly appointments now, like I said, it's 2 years now. They're checking in regularly. All of my numbers are good. I don't have to take any medication. Blood pressure is A1. I am no longer pre-diabetic. I don't have to worry about any of that stuff. So I am. My doctors did for them introducing it to me. I believe they really played a major part. And like I said, I like this was a spiritual thing, and I feel like God was just opening up so many doors for me through this process. So yeah.
And I think both of y'all said key, like everyone is different.
Mm-hmm.
So one, you definitely want to get clinical advice before
Mhm.
going into any type of diet or wellness journey, because you need to make sure that all of your levels are what's going on in your body. You need
Right.
to have a physical so that um, physically and medically where you are. So I think everyone has their own unique journey. Like
Mm-hmm.
how Randy said, his cardiologist was proposing a pacemaker and he elected not to do that. We're definitely, everyone's individualized, and you really need to, if like Randy did, he sought the Lord out to be clear on what path he should take. But you definitely need to weigh out all your options before you say yay or nay,
Mhm.
because you could be, if you aren't listening to your clinical professionals, you could make a detrimental to your life. So you want to be very careful and mindful no matter what decision, as well as whether you're going the do it yourself or you want to have surgery to assist you with it. You want to make sure that you follow clinical advice. You really be consistent with your meal plan and what it is you wanted to do. And I wanted to talk about like what type of meal plans or meal prep do you guys kind of invest yourself is, because you're so, I know Randy, you mentioned intermittent fasting. So what is that like? What is intermittent fasting?
Well, and the first to piggyback off of that, I did have a monitor on my heart for about a month, a ward,
Okay.
So before I made the decision, I also yielded to the technology that was available to me to, see if the choice that I had was actually mine. And so now to get to the intermittent fasting, what I like to do is if I eat, I'll eat a meal at 8 in the morning, then I'll eat another one at 10, then I'll eat another one at 11, a small protein shake, then I'll eat again at 3, and then I think my last meal will be about 6, and then I'll fast from 6 to 6. And I won't eat from 6 at night to 6 in the morning. And I'll do that 3 to 4 days out the week, just to keep myself going, and I'll just drink water. Like when I'm fasting, I'll drink water before I go to bed. Believe it or not, I still eat what I want. I like hamburgers, so I might not eat the bread as much as I used to, but I'll eat me a hamburger, or I'll have a piece of grilled chicken, some rice and some asparagus, some broccoli. Usually on Sundays is when I make my meals, for the week, 5 days out the week, and then I do smoothies every morning. And so for me, I just took a more whole foods approach. I don't eat as much fast foods. I eat, more like natural chicken, or I'll have brown rice, or I'll do my veggies. I have a smoothie with all of my healthy stuff in it. I got one that I really love. It's got like cucumbers and celery and pineapples and spinach and almond milk in it, and it like helps your skin glow. And so it's like help clean my skin. So I like it. I feel like it made me glow. And so I do a lot of those type of smoothies, and then like I said, I'll shut it down 7, 8 o'clock at night. Some nights I won't eat till 8 o'clock the next morning, and that'll give my body a chance to digest, me a chance to go into a deeper sleep, allow my body to repair itself. And then thankfully, thanks to Trina and them, I had a full-fledged body massage the other day. It was tremendous at the place that I went to. And that was the first time I let a guy give me a massage. And so I said, I'll go back and see him again because it knocked me out. Yeah, my shoulders feel good. I woke up, I was able to lift good today. So that's also part of my self-care. I even go get manicures and pedicures just so I can feel good about myself. So I think not only is it, we talked initially in the beginning about it being encompassing a lot of different variables. So for me, it's, I like to take care of my hands and my feet. I like to take care of my teeth. I make sure my skin look good. I make sure I'm praying every day. I make sure I got my meals prepared. I try to read a book a week. Just simple things to just take myself where I shut down off technology at 9 o'clock so I can have an hour of just, nothing before I go to bed so I can sleep better. So I just think that intermittent fasting is encompassing of all those type of variables from a whole approach to the weight loss journey. It's an entirety. It's like a way of living. And I think once you learn that, you can employ it, and it'll give you opportunity to grow. It'll give you a chance to move forward in your goals and your dreams, your hopes, your aspirations. And then you'll have conversations like this that reinforce what you've been doing, and it'll give you a chance to say, hey, I must be on the right track, because God only going to attract people to your circle that are like-minded. So I'm really thankful. So as I say here, to me, this is confirmation of his will in my life. It's a total confirmation. So, because this came out of nowhere. What did you say? Trina put this together at the last second. I didn't even know she was doing all that. She was like, you're going to be on the Monday at 7 here. And I was like, and so to me, I love when, and I'm sorry to take it there, but I just love when God moves the way he do sometimes.
Absolutely.
I get shivers, you know what I'm saying? I can literally
I know that's right.
have a tear in my eye, because I'd be like, man, out of everybody that died, he chose me. And then here I am talking about his choice. And so I'm just thankful. So you got to excuse me if I went on a tangent right then. It's just that sometimes I just get really excited about being chosen to be here and to do the things that I'm doing and to make acquaintance with people such as yourself. It's really uplifting for me. So I'm really thankful right now
Amen.
this moment.
Amen. That is
Yes.
a praise report. Bless the
You
name of the Lord. I know that's right.
know,
What
Yes.
about you, lady?
So yeah, I can't do the complicated like meals and things like that. So for me, it was just really like, come on, stop frying stuff, stop eating out the bag, stop all the sugar, and yeah, like I literally I've eliminated sugar out my whole house.
wow.
So even my husband, and I have 3 young children, they don't even realize like the juices. People that come to our house now are like, y'all have no sugar in y'all juices. We don't even buy sugar in the house.
Wow.
We do some like zero sugar juices for the kids. We do a lot of water. I've changed I still buy snacks and stuff for the children, but I don't like to call it cheat meals. I literally eat as healthy as I can. I know healthy protein, vegetables. Yeah, like it be the fried foods that get you.
Yeah, they do.
Right,
They
right,
do.
right.
If you eliminate like stuff like that, the sugars, the sodas, you exercise more, you don't understand how healthy and how revitalizing that is to your body. And just like Randy was saying, I'm like, oh my goodness, you are so right about it. I feel like I'm so blessed. It is like in this journey, like of just like the way you treat your body, it starts to illuminate on the outside. So like, making sure like I'm taking care of my skin, my hair, like making sure my nails and my feet are done. It just gives you a different appreciation for your
It does.
body and your quality of life. So
Right.
I like I said, like the meals for me honestly are usually like veggies. I stay away from a lot of carbs because I do allow myself a snack, which I like skinny pop popcorn and pretzels. So I don't deny myself certain things. Just like I don't call it a cheat meal because it is really a lifestyle for me. Because
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's like the 80-20 rule, but I
It's
do.
no.
And yeah, and when you do all the other stuff that you're supposed to do,
Yeah,
those little treats that you have for yourself, they are, it does not impact you as if, if you weren't doing all everything else that kind of encompass your healthy eating, your healthy lifestyle. So it really works for you. We kind of lost Trina, but I'm sure if she can, she'll pop back in.
yeah,
Because I know now with you, Lady Sharita, when
yeah.
you changed when you had the surgery, was
Mhm.
it any strong limitations on what you needed to do before you got to a point of being able to kind of broaden your diet?
Yeah. So like.
Diet meaning the food you eat, not the diet of restriction.
Yeah, I know. Like right after, it's normal. Like a typical diet, you have to start off with like clear liquids, just to give your body time to get back to its full function. But after
Hmm.
that, they just tell you like you do meet with a nutritionist. They give you like a healthy meal plan of just like eat your protein first, especially for me. I work out a lot, and I don't just do cardio. I do more weightlifting than I do cardio. So it's like you have to eat your protein. They like stress that. So they want you eating at least like 70 to 90 grams of protein daily. So
Mhm.
it was like
Mm.
for me, it was eat your protein first and then get the veggies in.
Yep.
Okay.
Especially in the beginning for like the first like 6 months. Now it's more so of just maintaining a healthy lifestyle. So your lean meats, your vegetables, your whole grains, and just limiting like sugar intake. They tell you don't go over 2 digits for a serving. So if
Yeah.
you were to have like if you want ice cream with sugar, they pay attention to your labels, nutrition labels,
Right.
and make sure you read those. Even if you're not like trying to lose a whole bunch of weight, like read what you're eating and understand the serving size. I think that's the biggest flaw sometimes. Well, I can have that, but we don't realize our serving is only a third of a cup. And we sit there and we'll eat like a whole pint, not realizing like, oh, I just consumed like 3 servings in one. So
Right. Right.
that was it. Just maintaining like your portions and eating a lot of like lean meats and drinking water.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know what both of you were saying about, eating more healthy,
Mhm.
eating more clean, making
Mhm.
sure you are consistent with, the meals that you choose, and especially reading the labels, which I'm not the best at. I will admit that.
Me too.
I'm not good at that. And I'm halfway good at measuring out stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I kind of just eat and then we'll work out, or because my main workout, I'm not a gym girl, and I know I probably need to be, but I don't like to be inside. I like to be outside. So I do a lot of walking. I had to stop because I was having pride. I told you I was a woman of a certain age. So I was having some problems with my hip. So I just recently had to put a hold on that, just until I follow up with my doctor, because I normally like to walk in Philadelphia, Randy, and we have Kelly Drive, and they just did a trail called the Schuylkill Banks, which is so beautiful. So you're walking on the water. It's a whole track thing. And they really developed that very well. So we would like
Mm.
to do that a lot. And the last time we went, I could barely make it back. My hip was hurting. And
Mm,
I was like, I don't think I can do it.
mm.
And then that next morning, I was like, I can't move.
No.
So it's like, your body sometimes work against you, and then you just have
I
to
do.
seek the appropriate medical treatment that you need to keep yourself very physical. Because one of the things you mentioned as well is massage therapy. I get trigger point massage therapy, which helps me because I have a lot of tension. All my stress or whatever is physically in my muscles and my neck, in my lower back. So when I get trigger point therapy, it kind of loosens
Mm,
things up for me so that I can stay more active like I used to be. Because I know with both of you, you both mentioned about exercising and how important that is on the journey of
Yeah.
really loving yourself, being more healthy for you, not for other people. So that was really, really good. So, is there any tips or pearls that either of you felt like you needed to kind of give, that you had on your mind or your heart going into this?
ladies first.
Um, I would just say, just stay true to what you know God has called you to do. I think we mentioned this earlier, not being so quick to jump on the fad, not doing this because, I want to look good for other people, or, I don't like how I look because they look like this. This really has to be an internal thing. So just staying true to you. And like, I believe that every my platform is mainly for women, but like every woman has
Hmm.
everybody has a purpose. But I feel like women sometimes we shrink ourselves because we're afraid of really being our true vibrant selves, because we don't want to be judged, or we want to look like we're boasting. But I'm talking, walk in the authenticity of who God made you. Walk in it,
Right.
own
Mm,
it, love who you are. And it is okay to be whole. We are all on a journey. And when I say whole, like I said, it's about women healing and overcoming life experiences. It is okay to be on this holistic health journey, and to really embrace who you are. And embracing who you are does not mean you're not willing to grow, you're not willing to evolve. But it's like you said, loving yourself first for who you are at your core. And I think the biggest problem is a lot of us don't know who we are, so
mm.
we chase
Mm,
after every
that's facts.
we
Yeah, it is
chase after
actually.
every diet, and we try to fit in and try to do things that really is not for us. So we don't see any success in it, especially when it comes to weight loss. So staying true to like what you do. Like you said, you may want to do intermittent fasting, but you're afraid to do it because so many other people are talking negatively about it. But what you don't understand is it may really be beneficial to your body. So it's like, just
Hmm.
finding out what works for you. Praying, accepting God into this journey. I'm like, at first I had my name on my Instagram was Fit Through Faith, because it took my faith to get me as fit as I am, because
Mhm.
I could not have done this without God. So not being afraid to invite God into every aspect of your life, even your weight loss. So
Amen. Amen.
Amen,
What
right.
about you, Randy?
I think what you have to do most importantly is come up with a plan. You have to sit down and make a plan. Be patient and persevere. So when you sit down and you create your plan, say, hey, this is how the first 30 days look, this is how 90 days look, this is how 6 months look, and this is how a year look. And stick to that plan and be consistent. I feel from a male perspective, being an older man, we we get lost because a lot of times men, we don't have support groups and we don't have conversations like this. And so we're generally just islands out there alone. And so for us, we have to learn that we can count on one another, and you have to find those like-minded individuals that you can communicate with. And yeah, you may not look like that 20-year-old guy no more. You may not even have that energy no more. You lose some of the things that you took for granted. But the cool thing is that if you have faith and you have a plan and you patiently persevere, because God blesses those that patiently persevere, right? So as you keep
Right.
moving forward, you will get an opportunity to recapture something, and it'll be better than what you lost.
Yeah.
And so for me, I was able to recapture my happiness, my thankfulness. I was able to even redevelop my relationship with God. So I was able to repent, and then I was able to be redeemed to the remnant of Him that is within me. And so with that being said, I learned how to stay focused on the journey that is really a light to a lot of people around me. And so a lot of young men see me like, man, I want to work out with you. I want to do these things with you. And I end up talking to them. And so by me being a mentor for a lot of young men, I get an opportunity to tell them, hey, the things that you take for granted, you're going to miss one day. And maybe you need to start working on your plan. So my weight loss journey has given me a voice to start talking to other young men and letting them understand that if you don't make plans and you don't stay consistent, you will run into all these ups and downs in life, and then you'll be another statistic. So I don't want to be a statistic. I don't want to drop dead at 50 or 55 unless it's God's will. And other than that, I just want to work out, enjoy my life, eat good, have conversations with great people, and be thankful about it. And so
Amen.
that's my
Amen.
story.
Well, that was awesome. I definitely would
Yeah.
like both of you to come back and whenever you're available individually to talk about your personal programs and your mission, because y'all both seem like y'all have some greatness going forth in your own way, in your own city, as to how you go to support others and build them up so that they can love themselves as much as you love yourself and with God's help. So I would definitely, definitely love to have both of you back. So just let me know when you're
Absolutely.
available, and we'll definitely work it out to try to get some dates together that we can bring you both back individually.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. So before we go, I know my niece had said some time ago, I'm gonna put it up now. She spelled your name wrong, but it's okay. Sharita, help me, please. So please share with the people how
Yes.
they can connect with you. On social media, website, all of that good stuff. It will
Yes,
be in my
ma'am.
credits, but go ahead.
Okay, yes. So I am on Instagram at Sharita Burnett. So it's at my first and last name. So SHERETTA BURNETT on Instagram. And if you are to follow that page, there's a link to our private holistic women's Facebook group. There's also my Instagram, my holistic women's Instagram on there. That is where we foster the community for women to come together. Like we do small groups every fourth Thursday. We do prayer once a month together at 6:30 a.m. at 6 a.m. I'm sorry. And then we actually have a women's weekend coming up in September. So if you want any information, follow my Instagram, or you can text holistic, which is WHOLELISTIC. You can text holistic to 94000. So that's 94,000. If you just text that one word, I'll put you into our private Facebook community, our private text community, and then you'll have access to all things holistic women.
Oh,
Thank you
awesome. I
so
didn't
much.
get that information. Please share that. Make
Yes.
sure that your assistant sends me the text information so I can throw it in there.
Oh, awesome. Thank you so much. And thank you for the opportunity. I really appreciate it. This was awesome. Thank you.
It was. It
I'm
was.
blessed to have both of you. Thank you so much. Randy, go ahead and tell the people about yourself and how they can
Um,
connect with you.
well, if you want to connect with me, it's just at Randy Dud. Instagram. The Instagram account is Randy Dud DUD, and I have a mostly my stuff is like emails because I do a lot of work with grants and within the community, and so it's a letts at gmail.com. So it's life enhancement and transition strategies. And like I said, it's a case management company, well, really a success management company where I help transitional juvenile youth offenders, especially young Black men, by linking them with different groups. And I'm affiliated with Black Men Do Read, Man Up program here in Detroit, where we get together and we teach them how to, dress for interviews, how to talk in interviews, just how to think outside of reacting emotionally. And so we're trying to teach young men how to be more strategic in their movement, how to think before they speak, how to take their time when they're talking to people, making direct eye contact, and most
Hmm.
importantly, being respectful to our women and to themselves.
Amen to that.
Right.
Amen to that. We need more of that. Is that just an in-person mentorship or is
Those
it
two, yes,
virtual?
yeah, it's both of those are in
Okay.
person here in Detroit. We do a
Okay.
lot with that. We do a lot because a lot of my friends are like fraternity guys, and they affiliated through the universities,
Mm-hmm.
and so we all link up and we have groups where we read a book every month. We're reading a book by Tanashi Coates right now, and we talk about it as we after we read it at the end of every month.
Right.
And so we're just giving these guys an opportunity to know that as a Black man, you can read. As a Black man, you can man up. And as a
Yeah.
Black man, what's most important is how you treat our women. And
Yeah.
so we're really trying to reverse the curse.
Yeah.
And that's our little
Mm.
ideology, is to reverse the curse.
Amen. Amen. That sounds awesome. But think about that virtual because
Yeah.
it's not a lot of
Yeah.
men groups that's in every city that you can connect. I'm sure it is, but still, when you got something powerful as that,
Yeah.
you might want to outreach to the world and not just your city because I'm sure God is doing so many great and wonderful things in your life that it's not just meant for your local. He says to go out into the world. So you
Mhm.
got to make that jump, especially now in this virtual world, because we are really more virtual than we've ever been before. We have always been virtual to some extent, but now
Right.
from the old to the young are now in a virtual setting. So,
It's funny.
just think about that.
I talked with Trina about that because for me, women are light years ahead of us organizationally. And so we tend to do it so tight knit. And she's really how I'm here today is,
Yeah.
she's really pushing me to expand my horizons in that regard. And so that is something that we've been thinking about. It's uh, just trying to make the time to do it and the actual movement, the steps. You can think about it all day, but if you're not taking those steps, you ain't moving.
Right. Right.
So I really will take that into consideration, and I think it's
Hmm.
conversations like this that will catapult me moving forward, especially with my groups.
Awesome, awesome. I'm looking forward to that. I'm just going to put a woman plug in there. That's why they say behind every
Yeah.
great man is a woman
Most
because
definitely.
we help y'all with the organization and
Oh my
build it
God.
up. That's why
Yeah.
we're your rib to make sure that you get the things done that God wants done. And
Oh
you
man.
can't do it alone. You
Yeah,
definitely can't do it alone. We need you and you need us.
for
So
sure.
definitely, if she is a willing participant to help you grow, definitely get it done. What you waiting for? Just
Right.
talk to her. Sharina get it done. She know what she doing. She used to be our administrator for Girlfriends Pray. I'm involved with a prayer international prayer ministry for women called Girlfriends Pray, where we pray. We used to pray every Monday through Friday, but now that so many avenues are available for prayer, we only now pray Monday and Friday. But we also do local touchdowns and things and virtual groups. So, she did. I'm gonna give you her resume. She got it done. She did it. She did her thing. You know, she did her season where Girlfriends Pray and made it happen. So if it's now her season to help you propel into that next stage, definitely take it if she's offering it.
I will.
So, ladies and gents, thank you so much for being here tonight. Thank you for the comments, for the engagement. And I'm sure it's going to be so much more people viewing this. So if you just go to Let's Just Talk with Kim, you can always find out everything about what's going on with us on YouTube. Always remember, we're here every Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So always look out, because we always have exciting conversation with interaction from the audience. So we just bless God for all of y'all. We had an awesome night, and that is all for tonight. And we'll see you next week. So bye.
Thank you. Have a great night.